You are listening to the Paranormal Chronicles radio show. Here is your host, paranormal researcher and author of the best-selling A Most Haunted House, Gavin Lee Davis.
Good evening, creatures! I am GL Davies, founder of the ParanormalChronicles.com and author of the best-selling A Most Haunted House. Thank you for joining us for a spectacular show. Please press that subscribe button so you never miss a show and for a chance to win cool paranormal stuff. Join us on Instagram for exclusive pictures and feel free to explore our ever-growing archive here on YouTube of paranormal content on ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot and so much more. Last month's show was widely approved as our best show, with many moved to tears by the interview with Andrew D. Bentley. Go check it out right now if you've not listened to that incredibly important interview. It will astound you. On tonight's show, ghost plane mystery solved, incredible Xbox ghost capture, science explains ghosts, and Elaine Kelly of the SPECTRE DETECTORS presents the phenomenal goosebump raising footage of what may be the best video capture of a ghost ever. Share to your friends, share on Facebook, and tell the world. On with the show.
Sixth Books will take you to other worlds, haunt you, open your mind, and push you far beyond the veil of the unknown. Sixth Books is a leading publisher of books on the body, mind, and spirit, the paranormal, consciousness, ancient wisdom, and the afterlife. Explore today, learn today, open your mind today, read today. Visit sixth-books.com today. The world as you know it is about to change.
Welcome to the ParanormalChronicles.com news roundup. Truth behind the ghost plane sightings above Newhall and Hilton revealed. This was published in the Derby Telegraph. Witness had described seeing a ghost plane flying low. The RAF has sent out a don't panic alert to people throughout the Burton area following a wave of sightings of a ghost plane over Newhall and Hilton. Air Force chiefs have revealed that 3 military aircraft were in the area at the time of the sightings on the evening of Monday, March the 26th. Many witnesses claim to have seen a dark-coloured Second World War style aircraft gliding silently towards the ground before disappearing. The RAF later revealed that 3 of their multi-purpose aircraft were over Derbyshire on Monday. A spokesman from the RAF said the RAF can confirm that 3 Hercules aircraft from RAF Brize Norton flew a routine sortie across the Derbyshire area on Monday evening. Dozens of witnesses had come forward saying they saw an apparent ghost plane flying very low across the county. They saw a dark, fast, moving and silent aircraft sweep across the sky. Some even took to social media. They'd claimed they'd seen the ghost of a Second World War Douglas Dakota, which crashed in the county more than 70 years ago. But the RAF later claimed up with a more rational explanation. Gamer captures shadow figure on Xbox, proof that the shadow people are real. Paranormal Chronicles received a link from pro gamer Neon Synthesis, but a fellow gamer had been startled to realise that while playing video games, he was not alone. The GIF presented on Twitter account @SnoopyGF shows a humanoid black figure skulking in the background that then mysteriously disappears. The occurrence of gamers witnessing strange activity on the Kinect is not uncommon, with many within the community blaming Microsoft's decision to no longer support the device is in fact due to so many people claiming strange activity on the game accessory. Kinect is fast becoming a popular device for ghost hunters with its ability to witness and map unseen entities with its RGB camera, depth sensor and multi-array microphone, which provides full-body 3D motion capture, facial recognition and voice recognition capabilities. One Twitter follower said, "Kind of crazy story. My dog was bugging me out one day, looking around parts of my apartment. So for poops and giggles, I turned on my Kinect and it picked up a figure for a moment where my dog was looking. It freaked me out for weeks." While one other reasoned, "Come on guys, when the camera switches his head, it's not in the same place. Look at a picture in the background for placement." So log into Twitter and decide for yourself. And while you're there, follow the Paranormal Chronicles @ParanormalChron. Are ghosts real? Scientists claim to have discovered the truth. This was reported in the Daily Express. Scientists believe they have an answer to the age-old question, do ghosts exist? Since the dawn of mankind, people have claimed to have been visited by ghosts, spirits and demons. Coincidentally, the majority of people will say that their paranormal experience has occurred in the dead of night. But scientists believe they have a more rational explanation for this now and theorize that paranormal experiences are nothing to do with ghosts, but to do with one's sleep patterns. Professor of Psychology at Goldsmiths University, Alice Gregory, believes there are several ways in which sleep disruption can be confused with ghouls. One of the ways is through sleep paralysis, where you reach a deep sleep state or REM state, where you become paralyzed as to not act out your dreams. However, around 8% of people retain some form of consciousness when they are in an REM state, so it seems as if their dreams are transferred into real life. It could be misinterpreted as seeing some people and things which are not actually there. Another possible explanation is something called exploding head syndrome, where a loud bang is heard while you're drifting off, but there is no explanation for this at this time. Professor Gregory says, when we fall asleep, the reticular formation of the brainstem, a part of our brain involved in consciousness, typically starts to inhibit our ability to move, see and hear things. When we experience a bang in our sleep, this might be because of a delay in the process. Instead of the reticular formation shutting down, the auditory neurons, they might fire at once. Our hope is that scientific explanations of paranormal experiences might help others by lowering anxiety. Decreasing anxiety has also been hypothesized as a potential method at which to reduce sleep paralysis. So there we go, people. We are now all out of a job. What do you think of these news stories? What do you think of these items, theories, pictures and whatnot? Let us know in the comments and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Together, we explore the unknown. Tonight's interview features one of the UK's hardest working paranormal investigators, Elaine Kelly of the SPECTRE Detectors. Based in the northeast of England, best-selling author Elaine and her team have provided consistent evidence from their investigations, which they upload for fans and enthusiasts to digest and ponder on Facebook, YouTube and Instagram under the SPECTRE Detectors brand. Tonight, Elaine presents a startling video capture. What you may not see at first, once you see, you will not be able to unsee. It may be one of the most important pieces of paranormal footage in recent memory. You are going to love this. So without further ado, let's speak to Elaine. Hello, Elaine. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Very good. Are you not watching the World Cup?
I have been. I lie. I haven't been. I've been actually sitting outside sunbathing and every time they scored a goal, run in to see. But after it got past 5-0, I thought, no.
5-0?
I'm not really... Yeah, I think it was... I don't know what it was by the end of it. I don't think it was 5-0. I think they'd clawed some back, but it's not really my thing. I am patriotic, but not really when it comes to football, unfortunately.
Well, I'm pleased you're out in the garden because you spend most of your time awake at night. So I imagine sitting in the sun is a heck of a treat.
Just proves I'm not a vampire.
But one of the reasons I've dragged you on today, Elaine, out of the sunshine, away from the World Cup, is about that piece of footage. People might not necessarily know about this yet because it's kind of only now being revealed. Can you and the SPECTRE Detectors, your group, you have taken some footage which I personally believe may be some of the greatest paranormal footage taken. I can't explain it. A lot of people are going to be dumbfounded on how to explain this. So before we talk about the video, just explain where were you, what were you doing and why?
We were actually investigating 30 East Drive at Pontefract, which is Britain's most haunted house. It's supposed to be Britain's most haunted house with a poltergeist. It even had a film made about it when the lights went out for anybody that wants to watch it. I personally haven't watched it because I didn't want to watch it before I went.
Of course.
We hired it. I absolutely did not expect any kind of activity that night because it's been investigated many times. Every group likes to go. It's always fully booked practically a year in advance. So that gives you an idea of how many times it's been investigated. But I went with a complete open mind, actually expected to come away very disappointed, if I'm completely honest with you, because I thought if I don't see a chair levitate or something, I'm really not going to be very happy about hiring this house. Anyway, cut a long story short, we went down and it ended up being one of, well, probably the most active building that I have ever investigated, and we were quite scared.
I follow you on Instagram, I follow the SPECTRE Detectors on Facebook. You know, I'm a huge fan of the SPECTRE Detectors and your work. And for you to say that this was a phenomenal night, with the amount of evidence you consistently capture, you literally are the hardest working lady and team in the UK, in my opinion. You are consistent in your results and the presentation of your results. From all of that evidence that you have produced, this still amazed you. This still shocked you.
It did. This did. Yeah, it was one of those investigations where you didn't dare go to the toilet on your own. Ooh. It literally was one of those. He was the spirit or the man, or he gets called Fred, but he's not called Fred. He is very hands-on. We were setting up and he poked me in the side really hard. Now that had my attention straight away. It wasn't even dark at that point. We were literally setting up cameras, and I was just going down the stairs with Bev. We'd been upstairs to lock the cameras off, and we were coming downstairs, not even thinking of anything, and he literally poked me right between the ribs really hard. That had my attention.
Of course.
Straight there and then. And I thought, I've come in here quite bolshy, not bolshy, but to me it was a council house. It was just a 70s decor council house. That's all it was. Boy, I was wrong. So yeah, that had my attention. It was just, there was things going on, things moving, things, doors opening themselves, banging, clashing, walking around upstairs while we were downstairs. Everything that you would have expected in a haunted house happened. So we had a brilliant night.
Do you know who this person is? Like, you've given him the moniker Fred, but is there more to him? Did you find some information out on who this entity, this person was?
Well, he's not called Fred, to be honest. We got quite a few names that night because obviously the house has got history, and I don't want to give you too much away in case anybody's listening and wants to hire the house.
Of course.
They need to have their own experiences. I don't want to, put things into the mind. Somebody's nicknamed this guy Fred. He is not called Fred. He told us his name through the portal. And the lady that lets you in lives next door, and she knows everything there is to know about the house. And even she said he's not called Fred. He's a very, very tall, dark figure. He manifests in like a black mass. He starts to manifest like a smoky effect. Yes. And it all builds up, and he's very, very tall. Now, I saw that out the corner of my eye when we first started the investigation, but then you start to think, is it because she's told me that? Is it my mind playing tricks on me? We've got some amazing photographic evidence. Obviously, from that night, we caught a black cat on the back of the chair, various orbs and faces, and we found a figure that blocked out some of the items on the wall, so we knew there was a mass in front of that. But obviously, we didn't have a clue what we'd caught because it was on CCTV. So it was only when we looked back that we actually realised what we had caught in the living room. So yeah, it was a really, really good night.
Because with the actual footage, I'll start playing the footage now so everyone can have a look, okay? And if you want to see the complete footage, and if there's anyone interested in more footage, please head over to the SPECTRE Detectors on YouTube. I'll put up the links and everything while this has been shown, okay? Now, it's not evident at first. You sent me the footage, and I looked, and I couldn't really see. But when you see it, oh my God, do you see it? You can't unsee it. Now, last night, I was with a very dear friend who's a gifted person. Unlike me, I'm just a researcher and a writer and investigator. She has abilities. She looked at it, she saw it, and she was flabbergasted because when you see it, so I'll play this a couple of times. It's moving from the right-hand side in front of the door towards the curtains. Yep. When you see it, undeniably, it is the figure of a person. You can see the movement, the mechanics of the arm. It's not like a clunky animatronics or Photoshop or video game kind of technology put on top. There is an actual person walking through. So when you spotted this, because I imagine you didn't notice it straight away, it was only when you were going back.
I didn't.
What was your reaction? Because this is phenomenal footage.
It's quite hard to see, and I just happened to see it. I think you see it more clearly when it's passing the dining, the doors in the middle where the dining room is. That's where it caught my eye, and I thought, what is that? And I had to rewind it a few times, but it was only when I really, really concentrated and looked, I noticed it was actually coming right from the right-hand side of the room and going right past the doors and going towards the curtain. Now, where it was coming from, there was actually a doorway there. That doorway led to the stairs. So it looks like it's come from the passage, it's gone past where the settee is, past the dining table, and it's gone round the room and it's gone towards the curtains. It did. I just happened to glance. I mean, I could have missed that. Out of 6 hours footage of that one camera, It literally only lasts for 30 seconds. So I was so lucky to see it, but it is so easy to miss. But yeah, I just happened to catch it going past those dining room doors.
It's a very casual
It
entity.
is very casual.
It's like it's unaware. It's like it's just going about its business, which kind of support like maybe the stone tape theory, or as I like to call it, the others theory, about 2 times overlapped each other. So someone in a different time, there's an anomaly where we see it in an hours and vice versa. But you're telling me that there was other activity in the house and made you think that this wasn't just an echo from the past, but this thing was an intelligent haunting?
Well, to be honest with you, Gavin, I know it's haunted by the Black Monk of Pontefract. I think he gets that name because he does show himself as a big black mass.
Yes.
That's obviously not what I've caught on tape. It is not big. I don't think it's necessarily tall. And if it would have been a hell of a lot easier to see if it was a black mass, I would have spotted it straight away. But that house is from the 50s. It's a council house. So there's going to have been other people. I know that one of the tenants died on the bathroom floor upstairs, and he was called Joe Pritchard. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's just residual energy just playing itself back over, but I didn't catch it again in all of those hours that I was taping. And we set up at 6 o'clock at night. We didn't leave till 5 in the morning, and them tapes were constantly running. I never caught it again because I checked, because I thought, have I missed it somewhere else? He does not go past them doors again. So I don't know who he is. I have no idea. I'm taking it's a man. To me, it looks a bit of a male figure. It doesn't look very feminine, but again, that's hard to tell. It's just because you can really see his arm, and you can see the shape of it, but I don't know, I think it walked a bit like a man. That probably sounds a bit sexist.
Not at all. My instinct was that we were looking at a male figure. It was just
I thought it looked like a man.
Stride. It was just the way the arm is moving. Now, what I've done is I'm just playing it on loop while we're talking, so I'm hoping that everyone can see it now. It could be that if you're watching it on a phone or a tablet, you might see it clear on a computer or a laptop or vice versa. So try it on a couple of different devices, but trust me, when you see it, you will not be able to unsee it. And it's literally from the right hand side, it walks calm and as casual as a living person would be, and it walks past those doors, and it's like a little black box in the corner, and you will see it walk in front of that, and it will distort that little black box in that thing in the corner. And then clearly, when it's by the curtains, you can see the arm and you can see the torso. Now people say, oh well, it's power suggestion, Gavin and Elaine are trying to precondition us and program it. No, Elaine didn't tell me what I was looking at, and I saw it. My friend last night, I didn't tell her, I said, watch this. She watched it the first time, she saw nothing. The second time, she said, oh my God, that is phenomenal. Watch it and you will see it. Watch it and you will see it. You might have to tamper with your brightness. You might have to look at what device you're checking it out on. But when you see it, that's phenomenal, because it's very rare to get a full-bodied apparition which isn't a genuine hoax, if you don't mind me saying that. I don't believe you hoaxed this. I think if you were going to hoax it, you would have made it more identifiable.
I mean, we've been investigating for 7 years, and I have never caught anything like that, ever. So it blew my mind, because I was thinking, is that really what I'm seeing? Because you do, don't you?
Yes.
I was thinking, there's something interfering with the camera? Is it the CCTV? Is it static? What is it? But then I thought, it isn't. It's actually walking. And I was with you. I was thinking, I can see an arm. So, yeah, it's there. It's whether people believe it to be a spirit or, whatever, it's there. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. It's just there on camera.
For everyone who's interested, Elaine, for full disclosure, has said that anybody who wants the original footage, she is more than happy to send that to you. Now, the footage that's on her YouTube channel, the one we're showing tonight, and it's rare I say it, but it was Goosebumps City. I got goosebumps watching this, because the first time, what am I watching? Second time, goosebumps.
And to be honest, I've got nothing to gain from it. I wouldn't make something up. It's literally... It's just sat there. It's not been on the television. It's not got me worldwide recognition. I've not got my own TV show from it. It's just literally there for the world to see. You believe it's there or you don't. There's always going to be skeptics in the world. You take what you think from that video. I know what I think it is because I was there in the house at that time. And I know that it was extremely active. But yeah, if anyone's got any kind of suggestions as to what it is, I'll happily hear. I don't know what it is.
And on the Spectre Detectors YouTube page, website and Facebook page, you captured other things that evening. You saying there was anomalies and orbs. But this footage was so good, you kind of almost dismissed the others. You're like, yeah, we got some orbs, we got shadow. Most ghost hunters, they sit in the dark for hours, Elaine, and nothing happens. You're like, yeah, we had some orbs, we had some black masses, noises. Oh yeah, we had this video. It's phenomenal how consistent you are. Why do you think your team, more than any other team, is so consistent in recording and capturing evidence? Is it because you're out there so much, or is it particular techniques? What is it you believe that sets your team apart from pretty much any other team in the world?
I think it's respect. I've said this to you before, Gavin, when we've talked before and it's been on the, the Paranormal Chronicles. I think it's respect. If you show them respect and you don't try and antagonise them, and you don't try and wind them up, you literally just explain, we've come to learn a little bit more about you. All we want to know is who you are, where you come from, all of that kind of thing. Just nicely, jokey, we have such a laugh. The atmosphere is so light on our investigations. And I think it's that. It's just, and of course, it's taken 7 years to get to this point. It's taken 7 years of hard graft and just chipping away at it. When we first started, we got one EVP and we got a couple of orbs, and we were absolutely buzzing. We were over the moon, and we've just chipped away, and it's gradually grown. It's like another thing that happened when I was in East Drive, and it's never happened before, and it really, really did. It took my breath away more. Obviously, I didn't know that we'd caught whatever it is on camera at that point. We were doing a live feed on Facebook, and I was using the portal, which uses a spirit box, and I know people don't agree with them either, because they say that it's the radio and it's this, that, and the other. That portal said my name fully, Elaine Kelly, full. Now, that unnerved me slightly. And it was on a live feed, so everybody heard it. And then when we were doing a table tipping exercise, somebody actually who was watching, a viewer, said, put the phone down towards that foot. And what I didn't realise at the time was somebody was pulling Leslie's shoelace, really tugging on Leslie's shoelace. Now, we didn't know that. It was only a viewer that said, you really need... And then when I asked and said, now you've got my attention, can you do that again? It did it again. And Leslie moved her foot to show there was no wire, no fishing wire, no trickery. It was just a really, really good night. They'd obviously felt comfortable enough to come out and talk and to show us as much evidence, as they were willing to give, and it was just a really, really good night. But yeah, it was airy, it was frightening, but we still chipped away. None of us ran, none of us screamed. We just kept plugging away at it, plugging away. None of us, went and did lone vigils or anything like that. We're not that silly, but we just kept asking, and that's what it is. And I think that's what it is. It goes back to the same thing: respect. You respect them, and they will respect you.
I think that's two excellent bits of advice for any investigators, whether you're new or experienced. Respect and perseverance.
Absolutely.
With the Paranormal Chronicles, we've got another friend from the other side of the country, and her name's Nikki Davies of Devonshire Ghost Adventures. She works hard, and she's out there all the time. But you are out there all the time. Like, you're a mother, you work, you're an author, and you've got more books in the pipeline. You're working with the media on certain projects, and you're still out there night after night after night. And if anyone's listening and you haven't already joined Spectre Detectors on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you need to do that right now. If you have any interest, skeptic or believer in the paranormal, ghosts, anything like that, go to Spectre Detectors brand, find their stuff, because it's consistent. It's every day. Photos, audio, video, every single day. You guys, and you said to me earlier before we started that you as a team work on all the evidence, and sometimes you're getting like 15 to 20 pages worth of evidence that you need to catalogue and investigate further. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's hard work, isn't it?
It's a full-time job.
It is a full-time job. It's not like we go to an investigation, then we've had a great time for 4 hours, and then we come away and that's it. It literally carries on for weeks and weeks. I mean, I'm behind. I haven't got another investigation. I took a month off.
Good.
To catch up. I'm still not caught up. I've still got footage to watch from 2 investigations yet before we carry on. And our first investigation back is Friday the 13th, because I couldn't let that day go by. No. So I'm hoping to get caught up. But that's how it is. It's literally a full-time job. The more information and the more evidence that you get, the longer it takes, and longer it takes to sift through it to make sure that is paranormal. It's not a dust particle, because you have the old orbs thing going on. Got to make sure that everything is legitimately what I believe to be spirit. And then, of course, we've had really, really good success with EVPs lately. So Nigel has his own voice recorder, Hannah has her own voice recorder. So they're recording as well as I am. And then we get some amazing EVPs. People going back to the good old-fashioned getting of EVPs on a voice recorder like I did 7 years ago. It's just turned that way again. So however Spirit want to show themselves to you, we just go with it.
Well, for fans of this show and maybe new people who have not been introduced to the Paranormal Chronicles or to Spectre Detectors, me and you did an interview last summer, and the EVP on that, the spirit box communication. Now, I'll be honest, I'll put my hands up when it comes to spirit boxes. I'm very, very skeptical. You, in this video, which we have in the archive, the Spectre Detectors long video we did, you had a full-on conversation. You and your team had a conversation with your spirit box where you asked specific questions and received, not eventually, but almost immediately, a reply which answered your question. Now, you could say, well, okay, it's probability. But no, the questions asked had an answer back immediately. It was incredible. So if anyone hasn't seen that video and the EVP footage and some of the footage from your investigations, check it out. And another thing I'm going to say is don't get on the bandwagon when Spectre Detectors have made it and people all around the world know about them and they've got books and TV shows. Get on the bandwagon now at the early stage and show them your support by liking the videos, by subscribing, by sharing their stuff, because there is no one out there working as hard as this team. They are phenomenal. They are dedicated. They're respectful. They spend their own money to get the best locations. And they don't get anything in return for it. They do it because they want to do it. So get on that bandwagon out and follow them on Instagram. Follow them on YouTube. Follow their website. Follow Elaine. Read a book. And really get immersed in the subject. Now, Elaine, what are you up to? So you're taking a month off. Have you got investigations coming up later on in the summer?
Yes, I've got. We've got quite a few actually. We've got Jedburgh Jail. We're going back up to the borders of Scotland. We've got many. We've got quite a few local ones. We're actually heading off down to London in September, but that's a closely guarded secret at this stage.
Oh.
So, yeah, we've got some really, really exciting things coming up. To be honest, it's full. It's just a full diary. We're packing in November. Obviously, because we've got family time and various things. But I've already got venues booked up until June next year. So I'm really, really ahead of the game. We've got some really exciting things coming up. We've got some castles coming up as well. We're hoping to do the Castle Keep at Newcastle.
Amazing.
So yeah, really, really good things coming up. We've got some investigations in the centre of Durham as well. I love Durham. Durham is my favourite place in the world. I love it. So yeah, we've got some really exciting things coming up there as well.
And you have a book out as well. You have a book out at the moment. That's on Kindle.
Yeah, Enter in the Darkness, a Paranormal Quest.
It is fantastic because that is like a little peephole into your life, isn't it? Into your investigation.
Yeah.
You cover like about half a dozen or a dozen so investigations with your notes and all. And I do know that there's a follow-up in the works, which I'm excited for, because what you got to remember is, to the people out there who are thinking of setting up paranormal group, or you already have, is these books are like a Bible for you, because they will tell you locations, the history, equipment used, methods used, how they investigate, how they sieve through the data, how the various personalities on a team work as a team. So if you are setting up or looking to start your own group, read one of Elaine's books, because they will teach you how to be as good as an investigator as her. If you take on board everything she says, there is nothing stopping you with respect and persistence getting the same kind of results. Now, I've got a question for you, Elaine, before we finish this off and I allow you to go back to the garden. Have you ever been so scared you thought no more?
No. I don't think so. I've been scared and thought I really, really have to be careful at this point, because when spirit do actually get physical with you, when you can feel the hands around your neck and, you're being poked and you're getting grabbed and you think, you know what, if they're capable of doing that, they're more than capable of hurting you. But I've never felt that, no, this isn't for me. Never. And I hope I never do, to be honest with you. I think I've just got again, it's about respect. They're showing me that they're in a much higher position than me. They can see me, I can't see them. You're fighting a losing battle there. Just show them a little bit of respect and just be nice to them. And that's what I go by. Whether it works for everybody else, I don't know, but it works for me. It's got me where I am so far.
Wise words from one of the UK's, if not the world's, hardest working ghost hunting teams. Visit Spectre Detectors, find them on Instagram, Facebook, continually out there investigating. The photos, they're there for you. As they get the evidence, they present it to you. So you're joining them on the investigation in a way, because then you can say, I think this is happening. I think this is what caused the anomaly. You were part of that. Elaine, thank you so very much. Please keep safe out of there. Bev, in her own right's a little bit of a superstar. Me and Bev are connected on Facebook. So hi, Bev. I hope to meet you soon. Look after Elaine for me, okay? Look after her. My best to your team. Phenomenal capture, and if you want to see more captures like that, head over to Spectre Detectors. I'll put all the links on the screen in the comments, and if you've got any ideas on what Elaine is capturing, let her know. She's a very, very understanding woman. Elaine, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. Thanks for having me.
You are listening to the Paranormal Chronicles Network. Please remember to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Visit theparanormalchronicles.com for paranormal news, reports, pictures, audio, and video content. Find us on Facebook at The Paranormal Chronicles. Together, we explore the unknown.
Serendipity Jewelry is beautiful, handmade jewelry by a Native American artist. Treat yourself or a loved one to earrings, bracelets, and necklaces. All items are lovingly crafted using real natural crystals and materials. Join us on Facebook at Serendipity Jewelry and message us for further information, to browse our items, or for beautiful handcrafted gifts. Serendipity Jewelry. Spiritual beauty for you.
Do you believe in ghosts? A Most Haunted House is the true best-selling paranormal account that has chilled the world. Available on Kindle, on Audible, and in paperbook. Dare you read? Dare you step inside a most haunted house?
The Paranormal Chronicles.
Sixth Books will take you to other worlds, haunt you, open your mind, and push you far beyond the veil of the unknown. Sixth Books is a leading publisher of books on the body, mind, and spirit, the paranormal, consciousness, ancient wisdom, and the afterlife. Explore today, learn today, open your mind today, read today. Visit sixth-books.com today. The world as you know it is about to change.